Good evening. Yes, good evening, everyone. So today we'll look upon the case study framework. Okay, so it's it's like RIDE framework. This will cover the essentials, and this framework is an excellent structure in order to present the UX UI design case study, because it will actually communicate your entire design process and its impact. And I'll also provide I'll explain you the comprehensive explanation of each and every component in this RIDE framework. This can help you create a better case study presentation. Okay, so this is beyond the aesthetics. This will actually tell the story and the design impact that you have brought in. Why structured case studies matter in the hiring process? So we'll also look upon how this kind of narrative will work when it comes to the recruiting companies, and we'll also get an introduction to the RIDE framework. It covers the RIDE, which covers the requirement, issue, design, and end result. Requirement in the sense it could be the business context or the project goals. That will be coming in the first one. So after that will be the issue. What kind of problem is the user facing? So after that, the solution that we are approaching, like the design decisions that we are taking, and the solution approach and the design process, how what are the processes we are following. We have seen the design process, right? Empathize, discover phase, and then empathize, discover, design, testing, and then iterating. So this kind of process. After that comes the end result, which is the measurable impact and outcomes. So a standard structure, it's not like a standard structure. There could be differences in the process that you are following, but this could be the RIDE framework which we can follow in order to create a case study completely. And this framework, why this could be helpful when it comes to creating a case study, is because it creates a logical narrative that would take the clients through the entire project journey, from the initial requirements to the final impact that we are creating. Let's see each and every component in detail. Requirements. So here the requirements could include the client or the company background, and this kind of requirement will establish the foundation for the project, like the basics of how we are going to structure each and everything. So here in the client or company background, we could include relevant information about the company size or industry it belongs to, or who's the target audience for whom we are designing the solution, or if they are having existing products or services, we can even mention them. This helps us to contextualize the project, and also it can show, while we are curating this kind of client background, this will show our understanding of the business as well. Then comes the business goals and key KPIs. KPIs is the key performance indicator. We can clearly define what the business wanted to achieve and how success can be measured. We need to be specific with the metrics, like we've increased the conversion rate by X%, or we have reduced the customer support tickets by X%, or maybe something like we have improved the retention rate by X%. So some kind of metrics we can include if it's available. And we should also be aware of the market challenges. It could outline competitive pressures, industry trends, or market conditions that can be influenced, uh, that can influence the actual project itself. How is it performing in the market? In the current market, there could be the competitor products, okay, similar to the product that you are designing. There could be competitor products, like if we are designing for um, a mental wellness app like Calm. You are redesigning Calm app. Then there could be the competitors like Uber or other applications as well. So you need to be aware of the competitive pressures, what are the trends going in the industry. This will actually demonstrate our strategic thinking that is beyond just design execution. We know more than design. That is the strategic thinking. How is it performing in the market and what are the business challenges? So we should also understand these areas in addition to design. Okay, design is not only relevant to the screens that you are doing, but also you need to understand the market, the product, the business side, how are they generating revenue from the designs that you are making. And then you should also be able to collaborate with the designer or developer and even the client. So communication is also important when it comes to design. You need to justify the design that you have done. Why have you kept these placements in the way how they are right now? Is there any particular reason why it is placed in this way? Okay. And then there could be the project constraints, like we need to be transparent about the limitations that we have worked within, the timeline constraints, budget constraints, or technical limitations. And there could also be some situation like there could be budget constraints as well. Also the resources might be available, or it could be inadequate. So we need to mention uh, what kind of constraints are we having. For example, we have worked on Adobe XD instead of Figma, then we need to mention that as well. Your role and team composition. So we need to clarify the specific responsibilities and how we have collaborated with others. What is our position and what are the primary duties that we have actually done, like the responsibilities that we have taken in this particular project. And what is the team structure and size of the team, like how many members have you worked along with a lead UX designer or a project lead, or if you have worked with a product manager, and are there any fellow designers who have collaborated along with you in this particular project? You need to mention them as well. There could be cross functional partners, or what could be your specific contribution. So this actually comprises all of these elements, the requirement. And so here in the requirement section we could also include, yes, the same thing. This is an example of the requirements. Acme Healthcare needed to reduce appointment no shows by 25%. So they are also mentioning the metrics over here. And then why are they mentioning is to achieve their business goal. Then what is your role as a lead UX designer on a 4-month project? You have also mentioned the timeline, which is the project constraint. I collaborated with the product managers and developers. Those are your team composition with whom you have worked on to achieve which goal have you worked for this particular project. Okay. User problems. So this will actually depict the user needs and pain points. Okay. So user research methodology. We need to detail the research approach. It could be the research methods that we have used, like the interviews if we have conducted user interviews, surveys, or usability testing. Whatever research methodology have we used, we need to incorporate in the case study. And the number of participants and selection criteria, like how many participants have we recruited in order to conduct the user interview or the survey, how many participants have been involved in that survey, or for usability testing have we included have we added any selection criteria. Those are the values that we can add in. How have we analyzed the findings from the data that we got from the participants, and then what is the timeline of the research activity. So we need to mention these things, like we need to detail these research approaches in the user research methodology. And then comes the primary pain points. So we need to present the core problems that we have discovered. This will also prioritize the impact on the users and the business. Okay, so we can focus on 3 to 5 key insights instead of having a long and lengthy list. Okay, so only 3 to 5 insights can be prioritized when it comes to pain points. So we need to connect each and every pain point to business impact. Maybe we can try using the visual representation wherever it is possible. It could be the chart or heat maps. So why are we including this kind of visual representation? Because we need to reduce the text. Your case study should not be text heavy. It should be adjusting, it should be balancing both the visuals and then text. Only then it will be appealing for the recruiters when they scan through your case study. Then comes the user quotes and evidence. We need to include direct user feedback to add authenticity, like it is real users feedback only. மற்றவங்களுக்கு தெரியணும்ல, it should reflect that you have actually conducted the user research. There should be some proof and evidence. So you need to directly include the user feedback. And we need to select the powerful and concise quotes, like exact quotes we need to include in that. It could be also like a summary of whatever the user has said. And the madri quota we have to take. And we need to include the demographic context when relevant, like only if it's relevant we can include the demographic context. And also we can support along with the quantitative data wherever it is possible, like in numbers term la quantitative data will be, like in the survey la pathona it will always be quantitative in terms of numerical value. So we'll just roll out the Google Forms. Adliyum வந்து we'll not ask for elaborated answers. We'll only ask for answers that can be said as yes or no, or it could be rated in terms of 1 to 5. அந்த மாதிரி இருக்க ஆன்சர்ஸ் தான் நம்ம we'll frame the questions and then ask. So that will be known as quantitative data. These all will come under user quotes and evidence, because we are providing some kind of evidence that we have actually conducted the real user interview, user survey or something, right? So அது வந்து ரெக்ரூட்டருக்கு பார்த்த உடனே புரியணும், this is the real data that they have actually done அப்படின்னு. And then behavior patterns observed. So we need to highlight the patterns in the user behavior, like the common workarounds which the users have developed, or abandonment points in the user journey. Where are they dropping off? Where are they having the friction point? why are they stopping in this certain point, why are they not proceeding to the checkout. So user behavior நம்ம நேற்று பார்த்தோம்ல. So whatever we have seen yesterday, we need to highlight the patterns in the user behavior, like there could be feature adoption gaps. Some users might not get adapted to the features that we have recently introduced, or there could be unexpected usage patterns. You need to record each and everything of these behavioral patterns of the users and then add it to your case study. And there could also be user journey pain points, like we need to visualize where the problems will actually occur in the user experience, and then we can map out the pain points or the frustrations of the users in each journey step or the stage. You have worked on the user journeys, right? So in that you need to highlight the pain point of the user in specific stage, and then we need to indicate the severity of each issue. எந்த அளவுக்கு அது சிவியராக இருக்குது, how difficult it is for user to process. So we can maybe color code it, like red can be more severe, and then orange could be medium severity, and yellow could be low severity. Even when it comes to UX audit, Jonathan UI நம்ம audit பண்ணோம், and then we have also did one kind of UX audit yesterday with Pritika's UI. So those are UI audits, okay, UX UI audit. In that, how will we actually do the audit is by documenting each and everything, like what is not working in each and every page. So on the madri, once we do the UX audit, it is easy for us to, when it comes to design, we can easily incorporate that in design. So that is why we are doing the UX audit. We can even try doing the UX audit when you guys are completing with the UI screens, or if you feel like you need some more feedback, we can just circulate, you can exchange the Figma files and then do the UX audit. In order to complete that kind of exercise, we can try that as well. So here this combines both the quantitative data, like we'll see this example through 12 user interviews and analysis of app usage data. We discovered 78% of users forgot their appointments because reminder notifications were buried among other app notifications. One user stated, "I never see appointment reminders until it's too late." So what data have we got from the user is that this is a quantitative data analytics, like quantitative data which was rolled out through Google Forms. It is in the survey method, okay. Adil, we got the responses from 12 respondents. 12 participants have been included in this kind of survey. What they are saying is that 78% of the users are forgetting their appointments. Why? What is the reason they are forgetting their appointments? It's because the reminder notifications are getting along with other app notifications. And also one user's statement is this. So in the same way, we need to frame we need to frame a sequential sentence and then include it in the case study. Instead of framing the sentence like this, we can even add in some visuals and then show. It will add more value as well. So here this example is combining both the quantitative data, which is 78% of the users are forgetting appointments, along with the qualitative evidence that the user is stating. The user quote is known as the qualitative evidence, like the qualitative data that we get from the user directly. User interview la indha madri vandu elaborate சொல்லுவாங்க இல்லையா. So we have included both the quantitative and the qualitative data. So this makes the problem more tangible and credible. So we are seeing the obvious problem. இதெல்லாம் தான் யூசரோட ப்ராப்ளம் அப்படின்னு அவ்வளோ தெளிவாக we are getting an understanding. And then comes the design solution approach. Now we'll see the ideation process. So in ideation process we have to explain how we have generated the potential solutions. It could be the ideation methods that we have used. Ideation methods what we have seen, it could be the workshops like the discovery workshops that we are conducting, or the sketching sessions that we are taking part. Sketching sessions like the rough sketch, or it could even be brainstorming sessions like we as designers are being together and then discussing for a potential solution. So this could be the ideation methods. And how are we involving with the users and the clients? Ideation process could also include the number of concepts that we have explored initially, like the different variations in one particular screen itself. Home page எடுத்துக்கிட்டா அதுக்கே வந்து 3-4 variations நம்ம பண்ணுறோம். Or if we are taking the product detail page, we are doing 3-4 versions in terms of aesthetics as well as in terms of functionality, both in terms of UX and UI. And then we are also seeing the criteria for narrowing down the options. So how can we come up with a better version of the design that we are creating? So once we are done with 3-4 variations, we are going to the client or the user and then asking their feedback. We are taking whatever is necessary, we are prioritizing the features within that itself, and then we are coming up with a holistic one kind of only one user interface. We are narrowing down the options. Okay, so that is the ideation process. And then comes the key design decisions with rationale, which means that for each major design choice we need to explain the problem it addresses. What kind of solution are we providing? Is it actually addressing the problem that we are having, we as the users are having? And we need to share the reasoning, what is the reason behind it, and we need to connect with the user needs and the business goals. We can even reference the design principles, the design principles that we have discussed in 2-3 classes before. Have those design principles in your mind while you are going along with the solution. And we need to think upon the best practices that will guide our thinking. So here I designed a multi-channel reminder system that used SMS, email, and prominently placed in-app notification based on user preferences. So here the solution will include the preference setup. So the user during the appointment booking itself, they can set up their preference, either they are choosing SMS or they are choosing email, whatever whatever platform are they choosing, they can set their preferences. And then for appointment notifications, we can just visually distinct between other applications, so that that will be easy for the users to get an idea, or they'll easily remember that this app, it is for this notification is from Acme Healthcare. And then one tap confirmation rescheduling option, so we are making it easy for the users to reschedule and in order to confirm their appointment booking. Okay, these are the kind of solutions we can bring in the application. And also we need to place a UI screen that we have did along with this solution for each and every screen. Showcasing, so here in this we need to think about the other solutions which we have not followed, what could be the reason why the notifications that we had earlier got rejected, and we should also learn from exploring alternatives. Okay, so showcasing your design process, so we can include the process diagrams, like the key phases and activities. Process diagrams could include key phases and activities, timeline representation, or the user touch points throughout. That could be in the user journey as well, right? So that is one way. And research synthesis methods, it could include affinity mapping or persona development, and even the user segmentation, like where are the users from, and the problem prioritization frameworks. These could be in the research synthesis methods. And then user journey map, we know that the pain points in the original journey, before and after state we can show, or we can even show the key interaction moments where the users will actually interact within this home page of this application, or what could be their emotional state changes throughout the journey. And they could feel sometimes, in each and every phase they could feel satisfied, disappointed, confused. These are the different emotions which the users will experience, and how our solution will improve the experience. This will come under the user journey map. And then there comes the sketches and iterations, wherein we can present the evolution of our thinking, like how our design thinking process have been refined over time. How can we do this? By showing the initial sketches and the explorations that we did, and then the progressive refinement, like how we continuously refined the designs that we have actually done. And then there could also be alternative directions that we have potentially considered before we come up with the actual solution. That one we can add it. And what are the key decision points that we have actually taken? So these could be the way how we can showcase the initial sketches and how have we actually improved the design process. Okay, and then comes the wireframes to final UI progression. We need to visualize how the design got matured over time. First we need to present the low fidelity wireframes, and then we can show the iterative interactive prototypes, like how we have done the usability testing. So for that, if we are doing the usability testing, then we need low fidelity wireframes and then the prototypes for that as well. After that we can come up with the visual design application and then the final UI implementation. So in this process we need to mix a lot of images, and then we need to add in some brief annotations instead of making it heavy text on the slides during presentation. And for the solutions, how we can address the requirements and issues of the users, first we need to again we need to illustrate the entire iterative process, like showing the initial concept sketches, refinement stages, like how we have made the designs even better, what are the feedbacks that we have received from the users and how have we incorporated them in the design, and the design system application. Okay, then comes the end result. So here it will actually show the impact of the work with tangible results. If we are following the end result impact and outcome like this, then we can show the quantitative metrics and KPIs, wherein we can report the specific numbers that will show success, like we can just show a before and after comparison, percentage improvement, actual metrics with goals, and time based trends if it's available. Okay, when it comes to qualitative feedback from the user or the stakeholder reaction, so they are just reacting when you are showing the design, okay, or while they are talking you find out their tone. Okay, so from that we can take the user satisfaction measurement, like how satisfied are they when we are showing the UI, or what are the reviews, testimonials from the users and clients for the design that we have made, what kind of feedback are we receiving from the clients, and are they supporting ticket themes, like before versus after, what are their their thoughts on the before and after design. And then comes the business impact. This will actually help us in translating design improvements into business value. Okay, how, in the sense, we can improve the revenue, we can increase the cost savings, operational efficiency can be done, and then the competitive advantage is also being gained through the design that we are doing. User satisfaction improvements, and here we can show how the user experience can be improved with the design that we have made. Like the satisfaction score can also change, and the task completion can be improved, and we can even reduce the support needs, and there could be more feature adoption. Like a lot of lot of users get adapted to the feature that we are newly introducing. So these are the ways how we can add in the impact and the outcomes. Before after comparisons, here we can create a visual comparison by showing the key screens before and after redesign. For example, you are redesigning Netflix, then you can show currently how is Netflix, and then what are the features are you going to include, and then redesign the entire interface. So you can compare, add a screenshot of the existing application and then the designed screen. In that way you can show the visual comparison. Or you can even add in the process flows before and after. Like the process flow, in the sense, it's going to be like the user flow, or the journey, what have you done to minimize the user's effort in each and every stage while they are trying to achieve their goal. Performance metrics also we can have before and after. And user emotional journey states also we can show before and after, how the users were dissatisfied before, and then what have you made in order to improve the user journey. So that one also you can show. And here the redesigned appointment system reduced no-shows by 32%, and we have increased the satisfaction score from 3.2 to 4.7 out of 5. The business impact included an estimated 4.5 in recovered annual revenue and 15% improved staff utilization. So here this example is effectively connecting the solution to the concrete business results, which means 32% reduction in no-shows and 4.5 in recovered annual revenue. And also it is showing the user satisfaction improvement from 3.2 to 4 rating, 4.7 rating. So this is how we will actually come up with the impact and outcome statement. So here, how can we structure the entire case study? Make a note of this. In the headline, we need to create a exact, precise right summary statement. This can include the entire project. Like the entire project has to be added in this. Like for the Acme healthcare, what we can write as the summary statement is that we have it can be like a redesigned app. Okay, redesigned appointment system for Acme healthcare. It is only a particular module which is the appointment system only. Okay, that showed no results by 32% and increased annual revenue by 4.5 through user-centered reminders and streamlined booking. So here we are also including the impact that it has created and what kind of outcome have we given. And then comes the requirement section. In this, as we have already seen, it includes the business context, which could be the industry, company size and market position. And then there is project goals and constraints, which includes certain goals or objectives of the project, what we are trying to achieve in this project as a designer, and then we'll also add in the timeline, whether it is 4 weeks or retainer project. Retainer in the sense it can be long term project, and what is the budget, if it's possible we can write. And then there will be the role and responsibilities of you as a designer. What is your position, what is the team structure, and your contributions. Then there can be issue section where we'll have the user research findings. One minute. So in the user research findings, we can have the methods, participants, and the key insights. So the key points with evidence, like the problems that we have discovered along with the supporting data that we got from the users during the user interview or the usability testing, or with the client during the discovery workshop. Discovery workshop is the first phase when we are trying to identify what is the problem. Okay, maybe I'll share that presentation with you in the next class. And then in this we'll also have to include the user journey experience issues, like where and how the problems have occurred. So you have already created the user journey, right? So in that you can even more highlight how are we improving the user's journey. And in the design section, we are showing the solution overview, which could be the core concept and the approach. And we'll also show the design process, that is from discovery of the problem to the delivery of the solution. Okay. So when it comes to key features with rational, it could be the major design elements and their purpose, and design artifacts like the visual evidence of your process and solutions. So if you have done any wireframing in whiteboard, or you have done in paper pen, or you have worked on the even if you are doing the user interview with a person in Gmeet or in person, you just record a video of that. Okay, have that video with you and then upload it in your case study. That will give you the real proof and evidence that you have actually conducted and taken the real user needs and problems. So these are the kinds of design artifacts which you can include in your case study that will provide you more value. Try to include any of these design artifacts. Okay, and then comes the end result, wherein you will show the quantitative outcomes in terms of metrics and impact. So if it comes to the user feedback, it could be the qualitative responses that will be the elaborated and the feeling of the user, like how is the user satisfied, or what is the user's feeling based on the tone they are talking, or based on the way they are going through your application in the usability testing phase. So these are the qualitative responses that we can get from the users. And there could also be the business value delivered, that is the ROI, return of interest, and business benefits, like what are the advantages which the business can get from the design that we have done, and lessons learned and next steps. So this could be the insights that we have gained in this particular project, and then what are the future opportunities in order to expand this particular application itself. If you have any plans to expand by giving more features, what are the features are you trying to bring in for the future, and how it could be helpful, you can just write down as a statement. So these could be actually like statements in the conclusion of the case study. So once we are done with the structuring of the case study, we need to bring in the visuals. Like it should not be text heavy, or entire case study should not be completely full of text. So we need to incorporate visuals wherever it is possible. Like for your case study, you are working on it, right? So entirely there should not be misuse of the fonts. You should use a consistent typography for heading, subheading and body text throughout the entire case study. Okay, you should not mix and match two or more, a lot of font styles. And even for the color coding, we need to distinguish between the right sections requirement, each and every requirement section, issue section, and then design, end result. For each and every section, distinguish between the color codes. It should not be blank, like it should not follow monotonous color. And we can even create some kind of visual separation between different types of information. So this will help the users find out what are the information that they are seeing. So grouping also will come under this only, right? And then we can even create some kind of section dividers with right labels, like section dividers, in the sense it's going to be like a distinctive or a differentiated header for each and every ride component. You understand, right, what is ride component? So I am just taking one element from R, that is requirement. I, issue. D, design. E, end result. So each one is an element. Element is a component. Element and component mean the same. So here what I am trying to say is, we can try to use different heading for each and every component in ride. Okay, so that it will be easy for the users when they are scanning through. And then we can include the progress indicators showing where you are in the current framework. Like the user, they are scrolling through the entire presentation. Maybe you need to include in some kind of progress indicator, like how many percent has completed, maybe page number, some kind of thing like that. Refer to other case studies as well, and then look upon these ideas. So we can even consider using icons to represent each ride element. That comes under the section dividers. And then we need to highlight the key metrics with data visualization. What we can do is, we can make use of the charts or graphs. In case we have numerical value that we have derived from the quantitative analysis, then we can use the charts and graphs to show the numerical data. And we can even consider the before and after comparison chart. And how else we can show and highlight the data visualization? Maybe by using the visual indicators of goal achievement. And we should also use the before and after comparisons. Like we can place the original and redesigned screens side by side, like the example of Netflix which I've given. And we could also highlight the key improvements along with annotations. And we also can make use of consistent framing and presentation. So each and every page in your case study should have the same kind of alignment. The margin should be same in each and every page. It should not be different from one another. Then there won't be uniformity and consistency. So as a result, what happens, the recruiters might not have a good impression on your case study. And after that comes the captions explaining design decisions. So we can add in some kind of brief notes. That brief note can explain the key design choices. And we can even connect the visuals to specific user problems which we are trying to solve. Like what is the user problem, and then how we are trying to solve in that. We can show it in terms of the images itself. And then we should also be highlighting the important details that the users typically miss. So only by using the color coding and then highlighting the important details, it's possible for the recruiters to just have a glimpse and then understand what's the impact. Balance text and visuals, 60% visuals and 40% text, which means we need to let the whoever is seeing the case study, they should let visuals tell the story wherever it is possible instead of you explaining in text. If you are writing a long paragraph in your case study, then nobody is going to read that. Instead of that, if you let the visual itself tell the story, then it's possible for everyone to understand what your case study is actually trying to solve. And we need to keep the text precise. It should be uh, limited. It should not be a lengthy text. And we need to focus on the insights that we have got from the the user interview that we have done, or whatever research method that we have actually taken part in. That we need to focus on the insights that we have actually got. And we need to use the bullet points for getting the scannable information. So if we are using bullet points, then it will be easy information for the users to digest, or even the people who are seeing your case study, it will be scannable information. And then we need to ensure all text is readable when it is presented. So your font size should not be too small, or it should not be too large. So I think this will be possible if you are seeing a lot of other case studies. And I'll also share you some resources for that. And with this entire ride case study presentation which I've done now, you'll be able to create a well equipped ride case study that could actually effectively showcase your entire UX UI design process and the impact that you have created within that uh, project. Any doubts in this so far?
Ma'am, can you show us an example of it, which of a case study using RIDE?
Sure. So this is a UX case study about the design of a mobile app called Pool that helps people to carpool to events. Events only. Yes. So this actually focuses on creating a carpooling solution that will actually address the pain points over here. And we can also see how they have included the background, like how are the students feeling currently, and then who are all involved in the team, and what are their currently what are they doing, along with the images that is optional, and then they are showing a concise problem statement. You can even do case study in Medium like this. Like Medium is a blog where you can even write the UX case study and then publish it. After that comes the user research, wherein they've conducted the literature review. So these are some kind of the methods, research methods that they have uh, done. So they have conducted and collected kind of survey, and they have mentioned it in terms of percentage, like how many percentage of ride share users are uh, using the platforms once every few months, and then they are showing in terms of metrics in this way. This could be something like a qualitative data where they are showing how the respondents are actually giving the answers. So they are grouping those data into insights and then adding them over here. So here comes the HMW questions in the ideation phase. And then the design artifacts. So what are the major pain points and how are they trying to solve that in the way of introducing the screen in the UX phase in rough sketches. So they have discussed the sketch and then they have collectively decided the features. So they have listed down the features and then highlighted what is the actual feature and then explained it a bit. So what are all they are going to include in each and every page. They have just given it in a descriptive manner. After completing the prototyping, they have again started with the HMW questions, and then they've individually sketched for the common pain points which the users are actually facing. They've also conducted the usability testing after this kind of wireframe prototype. So whatever they have understood from them, how the users have actually reacted, they have included in that. What the users have shared, they have included in that. And then the high fidelity prototyping, wherein they have added like the entire flow. So the UI elements like the style sheet, the design system, typography, what fonts have they used, what are the colors have they used, and for each CTA, what is the primary color, what is the secondary color, tertiary, and then within that what are the other components which they will be using, like overlay, shadow, heading, and these are the components again. So since it's a reusable element, they are making it as a component and then variant. So each one is component. This is one component and this is another component. In saved rights, if we open and collapse menu, if we click on that, then it will expand and then show you the saved ride. Again, it's applicable for pending request as well. So each and everything is going to be a component and variant. And then they have added the prototype itself in the final solution over here. So for each and every screen they have explained it over here in 2 lines for each. you can even just take a recording, screen record of your uh, app prototype. Then you can add it in your case study, or just embed your prototype in the case study, even that is possible. So what are the features and the pages that they've included? They've given a description and then the reflection, like what they have learned in this particular project and what are the next steps, like in the future what are they expecting to do. That is for this particular application they are trying to design the driver perspective as well, and they are trying to explore what the app might look while riding the app. Currently it is not available, and they are trying to expand it in the future. So these are some kind of pointers which I've explained in the ride case study as well. So in this, since it's going to be a medium case study, they have added more text, but when it comes to the actual case study, you can try incorporating the visuals, like it can be 40% visuals and then the text. I can show you example in Behance. For the visuals alone I'll show you. I'm not sure if they are following the right framework, but see, this is one case study. They have added the images of the since this is a app that is designed for the elderly people, they were included in the visuals along with the text that is not heavy but just like 3-4 lines. And again for the problems they are displaying it in this way. What are the seniors feeling? They don't feel safe outside anymore. That is the important context that needs to be understood by the people who are seeing this. This is the discovery phase wherein they have added that, and then adding some more lines over that, like a description for that, and giving an icon as well, so that it will be easy and quick for the people who are seeing to understand. So it's clear for you, right? What are the problems? The problems are exact and easily understood. And then comes the process. For process they are giving an the background color changes when it comes to the process. So the process can be even written in this way, like visually they are adding in like this. Usually it will be like in asana, if you are using that to do is app or asana, in that you can find this kind of layout. Even in notion sometimes you can find this kind of layout. They are making use of this layout over here, so that this can be a bit more visual. Visually this could also be appealing, and then quickly they can read. It's better than having just text. So strategy, it was done in 3 days. Discovery got done in 5 days. Definition got done in 12 days. Only these 3 steps they have followed, and within that they are having uh, other things involved, subcategories involved. So there is no particular format that you need to follow in order to work on the case study. You can do it in any way. It's up to the project that you are choosing, and the scope of the project. Based on the duration of the project, you can pick in the most important design processes that you need to add in. And then again the visual. After that they are showing this kind of the solution. They are showing it in this way. We can even make it more interactive, like if the user hovers your it could be selected state. If it's possible, we can even try exploring the interactions over the case study itself. And here comes the mobile application which they have designed from the wireframing stage, where the user can click like this. So after the click, after delay itself, since it's a splash screen, after delay itself it comes over here, and then the user, if they click this, it directs to this page. If they click skip onboarding, then it directly goes to this page. So they have just annotated it in this way. You can even add some of the major screens like this, and add in the typography. Since it's focusing on the UI, they have not included a lot of UX process like the user journey or the user persona. Okay, they are focusing on the UI only. So think upon what role you want to get into in the company, and then based on that try to include it in the case study. Okay, if you are aiming to go into UI role, then focus on these things like the design system, entire design system. If you are going to get into the UX designer role, then focus on the UX research part, or the uh, after that comes the problem discovery. So what else will be there in UX, the affinity mapping, those things, and along with that also the wireframing. Prototyping is almost important in each, and also try to learn each and everything, since you are as being a design aspirant, it's good to learn each and everything and then work on the complete case study end to end, not just focus on UX or UI, because most of the companies are looking for product designers or UI UX designers, and then they are showing the color palette in this way. It's not mandatory to show it in this way only. We can even add something like the colors with the hex code can be displayed in grid kind of thing, or bento box, anything. It's up to us to explore each and every layout. So the emojis that they are using in the application, so we can even add in some kind of components that we are using in the application, like the before case study that we have seen. And the conversational UI. So the UI screens, which whatever they have designed, they have displayed it in this way. After that, they are focusing on the major screens, and then showing an overlay of like the pop-up, and giving a description on that for each screen. And even for the web version they have done, so the entire landing page they have added it over here. And here the metrics, I guess metrics they have added. So this is actually in another language, so that's actually a part of the landing page itself. These could be the features that they have included in that website, and they have added a video. I hope that is clear. Any other doubt? Okay, then thank you guys. See you tomorrow.